Crypto holders, let's talk about something that is huge that we just seen come over on some well activity. We also had seen some news coming that could probably affect Bitcoin. Bitcoin could be affected pretty big here. We may also see a massive drop coming right behind it. As of right now, Bitcoin is still holding up pretty good. Same with Ethereum. XRP and Stellar Lumens kind of sold off a little bit on the day. We are climbing back up. Some of this is going to be directly from the news. Also, we're seeing Litecoin seeing a massive pump today, right around that 10%. I did also have profits on it on the private Discord. We are still currently in our position, currently up quite a bit within the last few hours on it. It did see that double bottom pattern. This double bottom pattern, it broke out. And then what we seen was it resist the same previous high. Like you can see from here to here, we profited around 8% in 2 days. And now we bought in right at the start of the pump, got another 10%. Taking a look at the 4-hour chart, we also have a pretty good position on Litecoin. But before I go on further, I just want to mention that I am not a financial advisor. It's just entertainment purposes only. You always got to make sure you do your due diligence within these markets in the first place. Right now, we are seeing a massive pump on Litecoin, but a lot of these other coins are starting to drop. Stellar Lumens is also consolidating. This is no longer what would be considered a cup and handle pattern, so that is something that could also be bearish. Also, when we take a look at the 4-hour chart, there is still a potential here that we're more than likely going to see it be a bull flag here as we come back up. There's still high potential as we break above. If we start to kind of drop here very quickly back down to the 330s, more than likely it'll break that trend. It'll come back down, filling the gap closer to that $3 range. Ethereum also has nice little movement though. We've also picked up some good positions in it on the daily chart. We have been seeing pretty much good gains on it. We did see a massive sell-off back in December all the way to around May of this year. 5 months we've been pumping, making profits on it within the Discord. You can see 39% there, also around 40% within 11 days. Right now, Ethereum is holding up actually pretty well, but I do got some big news that is going to affect Bitcoin. Now, so Bitcoin on the 4-hour actually just recently hit a sell signal, and ever since then, we've started to see a lot of consolidation, a lot of ups and downs, broke below the trend. Crossing below that moving average here could honestly cost us going back down closer to that $109,000 range. We do have a catalyst, and I'm going to show it now. It says, just in, United Kingdom, Rachel Reeves may sell up to $5 billion in seized Bitcoin to close the gap. 61,000 Bitcoin total tied to the Chinese Ponzi scheme. This could be huge, as 61,000 Bitcoin could go back into the market that was normally going back into the market. So there's that potential that if they do sell that, somebody's going to have to eat up that price, more than likely exchanges. We'll probably see a big sell-off if this does happen. So there's a potential they may continue to hold it, but with the 61,000 Bitcoin coming back into the market, the supply and demand, more supplies coming into the market, and we're seeing a little bit less demand right now, definitely with it being over the weekend. If they do decide to sell that Bitcoin, we're going to see a massive crash coming on Bitcoin, more than likely coming down to that $109,000 range that I was talking about just previously. So as we go back, we'll also notice that you'll see it coming closer back down to that 109. We would fill this gap. This is pretty much expected. Once we would do that, there's a potential we could bounce from there. But right now, what we're really seeing here is more than likely a potential head and shoulders. We could be seeing that head and shoulders pattern as well as we kind of get closer back up. It could be just drawn out a little bit more ever since we had those big nice pumps. This is going to be something I am watching out for, so make sure that you do follow me for more and hit that subscribe button. Right now on the daily chart, you can see that we've had a nice little pump. This doji candle could also mean reversal. That is also another indication why I'm thinking that 108,000, 109,000 Bitcoin is coming soon. And with them potentially selling up to 61,000, the supply and demand kicks in, putting it over to exchanges to have to move it over to us. That can cause a little bit of spread issues, so that's something that we are really watching out for here. Also, a fun fact here is $10,000 invested 10 years ago in Bitcoin would be 4.2 million US dollars. That is huge. That is a lot of money. That is a huge return. If you would have invested 10,000 into Bitcoin 10 years ago, you would have up to 4.2 million US dollars. Also, if y'all haven't, make sure you come and check out the Patreon with the link down below in the description. You can get the buy sell indicator you see on the screen. It does everything pretty much for you. We have a beginner, intermediate, and advanced crypto guide, study guides, practice tests, and flashcards. Right here is going to be an example of one of the beginner guides. This kind of covers the basics. You can see the table of the contents here. And you'll see that it's currently 22 pages, and you can get that just for $20 a month right now. So make sure you come and check that out. If you haven't, make sure you check out BTC, the link down below. You can get up to $10,055 per user, up to 40% lower trading fees, which is huge. 10% deposit bonus on your first deposit over 500 USDT. So now let's go ahead and let's go back to Bitcoin. So you got Bitcoin potentially coming down. You also seeing it on the weekly chart, having a nice little pump up as well. We've actually had a position in Bitcoin for a very long time. As you can see here, we're currently up over 455% just within a few years on our trade using the indicator down below. We picked it up around February, January of 2023 and still been holding since. Ethereum, I do think we're going to see another potential. We had that ride back up to around these same levels previously where we've dropped right after. So that's another indication of possibly happening. XRP weekly could end up trying to close down below that 305. If it does, that means that bull flag is going to be invalid on the 4 hours, which is upcoming pretty soon. This could also be targeting the support line right around that 305. Closing on the weekly chart above that 305 could also mean that we're bullish. So we have some big moves coming. Either Bitcoin is going to drop pretty quickly or XRP is going to do the same. Bitcoin pumping, this could be a big indication that the bull flag on XRP is valid. So within probably the next 24 to 48 hours, we're going to know if that bull flag is valid. And we're going to see if Bitcoin is going to hit those same targets of around $109,000, $110,000 range. So there is some shorting opportunity. Long positions ready to be opened. If you guys haven't, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help out the community. It also helps out the channel. Don't forget to take a look at the links down below in the description. And I just want to thank every one of y'all for tuning in and watching. Thank y'all, and hopefully we see this XRP and Bitcoin pump instead of the crypto crash.